Welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Paul K. Lemire. This is Habsolutely coming to you live from the studios of Video Sign Incorporated this morning. The weather outside is frightful. And I said, I ain't going out there today, so I'm going to do the show live from my studio here. A little bit different. I've got my little nice little Christmas bouquet over here, ready for Christmas. We're getting ready for it. I got my Canadians cup. Look at this with a nice hot steaming cup of coffee. Hey, some of the perks of the Video Sign Incorporated studios over here. Anyway, let's get on with the show. John's not here, so it's just me. You have to deal with me again today. That's the way it goes. Got my nice Canadians toucan staying nice and warm. Oh, yeah. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. First of all, what I want to do is wish Ivan Demidov a happy 20th birthday. That's right, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ivan. Happy birthday to you. Way to go, 20 years old. The kid's a phenom. Man, we have a lot of good years coming up with Ivan Demidov. Unbelievable that he's 20. He's already right up there with some of the best for Rookie of the Year, and he's going to be a force for many, many years in Habs land. Okay, let's get the viewer comments to start the show here. Steve Bennett, at Steve Bennett, bro, I'm going to give you a follow. I 100% agree on everything you said about Monty and MSL. The team has outgrown them both. I've been preaching this for a while now. Dobes beats Winnipeg, and now MSN will go with Monty against the Leafs. No consistency. I don't know. Who played against the Leafs? Was it Dobes? Yeah, it was Dobes. So Marty made the right choice on that one, I guess. You know what? I can't even remember. There's so many games in a week now, it's hard to keep track of them all. It's hard to keep track of all the games. There's so many. Let's see. We'll see who I usually got it written down here. 9:57. Dobes starred. So there you go. There you go at Steve Bennett, bro. Dobes was in, bro. Dobes. We managed to win 2-1. So there you go. There's a win for Dobes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At Habs for Life 41, I think it's time we get the veteran coach. Plenty of coaches in the KHL looking to return. Who cares if they speak French or not? A Stanley Cup is all that matters. I agree 100%. Bang, bam. Montreal gets blown out way too many games. And and last night was no exception. Enough is enough. Thanks, guys. Love the show. And thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it, Habs for Life 41. I'm a big proponent of taking MSL and taking them to the bughouse and getting rid of them. I call him Mental Marty now because he makes these judgments, and I'm going, where does he get this from? Why would you play your backup goalie against Colorado and let him get obliterated and kill his confidence? That doesn't even make sense, but yeah, that's what we see. And it doesn't make a lick of sense. At Nick B4537. Nick B4537. MSL is a legend. Just getting started. I don't know about that one. He is a legend on the ice. But behind the bench, he hasn't hit legend status yet, as far as I'm concerned. He's still a rookie, and he's 3 years in. I don't know. You know, some coaches just, they were good hockey players. They're not good coaches. Gretzky proved it, the best. And he was a terrible coach. It's just the way it is. Sometimes this innate talent that you have is very hard to explain to other people how you can do it. It's a very, very tough one. So in that regard, sometimes they lose the team and they just don't know how to get it back. And we can see that Marty, He looks a little bit lost to me. I mean, that game last night was brutal, and he didn't know what to do. I mean, our goaltending is terrible too. I said it at the beginning of the season. Our Achilles heel this year is going to be our goaltending. And here we are. Here we are bringing Fowler up for next game. And we'll talk more about that later. That Vince Hudo, my buddy Vinny, he says it's been 3 days since my visit to the Bell Center, and I'm still pissed the boys did not show up and play a decent game for my visit to the arena. My older brother and my little lady Cindy, both Sens fans, had a great night. Yeah, I guess they did. Sens put on their work boots and did not disappoint them. It was still a fun night, and we enjoyed ourselves, but I was not too impressed with the efforts by my team. And yeah, I get it. I get it 100%. It was terrible. The game that we want to win. These divisional games are games that we want to win. We do not want to lose divisional games. Yet here we are. Here we are. And he also goes on to say that Markov getting a long-standing ovation before the game was excellent. Habs fans are the best. P.S. It was a total disgrace that Sportsnet did not show the Markov ceremony. And hey, I agree with you 100% on that. How could they not show Markov? I flipped over to RDS. Luckily, I have RDS, and I could get through it without being too upset. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. At Vince Udo, you stumped me, Paul. I thought the last sweater to get retired was Emile Bouchard. When I didn't see his name on your list, I thought maybe Patrick Waugh. Actually thought Lapointe got his jersey retired at the same time as Boom Boom, as they both had number 5. Cornway and Dickie Moore got their jerseys retired the same night together, so I thought it would be the same for number 5. And yeah, it was Guy Lapointe. He was the last guy, Pontu, he was the last guy to get his number retired. But we probably have one coming up very soon. So stay tuned. At Doofus Rex, once again, Paul, I commend you on having the strength to say what needs to be said. I'm a straight shooter, Doofus Rex. I tell it like it is. I may not be right all the time. You may not agree with me, but I'm going to give you my opinion, how it is. That's just the way it is. We always appreciate your honesty and love for the Habs, even though sometimes it's uncomfortable. Yeah, well, that's it. Bad news is never comfortable. When you're starting to criticize your coach and your players, it's never comfortable. But, it's for the right reasons. I criticize for the right reasons because we want to get better. And, there's an old saying that says the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. So if the coach isn't going to speak up, if the fans aren't going to speak up, I'm going to speak up. Your dedication and knowledge are both admirable and informative. Keep up the great work, sir. Thank you so much, Doofus Rex. I appreciate your comment. And you know what? If I've got it wrong, please don't hesitate to give me feedback. Tell me maybe that, I've got it wrong. Marty's a good coach or whatever. I always like to hear that as well. I just go by numbers. What have you done for me lately? What's happening on the ice? How are the decisions on the ice? When Demidov gets less ice time, when Demidov's not on the first power play unit, when guys like Jack-Eye are sitting on the bench because he got a penalty. These decisions affect the whole team. Any decision Marty makes affects the whole team, not just us as fans. We're important too, but it affects the whole team. Their psychology, the way they play the game. When you have goaltenders starting that they don't have a lot of confidence in, that offensive game gets kind of put by the wayside. So yeah, I'm going to tell you what I think. You might agree, you might not, but at the end of the day, you know where I'm coming from, you know where I'm at, and you may not agree, but sometimes hard stuff has to be said. At Gary Cornway 9031, a great show, Mr. Paul. I love Dobish comments after the Blues game. It shows he has a confidence despite the loss. He was funny. I think Kapanen is having a solid first full season. Better than expected for sure. See you Wednesday, bros. Go Habs. Go. And we are at Wednesday here, Gary, and thank you for the comment. We appreciate all your comments. Thank you so much. Don't forget to share the videos, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out, helps us get the show out there. That's the point here. Want to get the show out there, have discussions. I watch a lot of other podcasts. Josh and Jesse, a bunch of them. Drew Deeks for sure. Hockey Junkie, Marinero, Sean Starr, and Marco. I mean, I watch them all because I want their opinion, and it tempers my opinion about stuff. I may rush to judgment, and their opinions matter. So we're in the mix here. Share our video, like it, subscribe to it. And we're at 195 subscribers. I want to get to 200. So share the video, get your friends to subscribe. Let's get this party going. We're all about the same thing, all of us, no matter what your opinion is we want a Stanley Cup for the Montreal Canadiens. I lived through the glory days. I want to see them back. Okay, that's the viewer comments for this week. Now let's get into our favorite. If John was here, he'd be going Habs trivia. Okay, I got a good one for you this time. So, we all remember defenseman Hal Gill, don't we? Well, he skated with the number 75 on his back. The question is, why did defenseman Hal Gill choose the number 75? Great question. Who do we see with it on today? Hey, that's another good trivia one. You tell me in the comments. We know who 75 is. I do. But Hal Gill chose 75 for a special reason. I'll give you 4 choices. Number 1, it was a combination of his 2 favorite Hab players, Howie Morenz, number 7, and Boom Boom Geoffrion, number 5, 75. Number 2, when he was drafted, an analyst looked at him, and Gill was so tall. He was a very tall guy. And the analyst said, man, that guy has to be like 7'5". That's how tall he was. And he was a big, tall guy in skates. As a teenager, he once had his slap shot clocked at 75 miles per hour in a hardest shot competition. Hey, so he stuck with his number when he got his sweater. And number 4, he was born in 1975, so naturally took 75 as his number. There you go. So, why did Hal Gill, defenseman for the Habs, choose number 75 as his number? I don't know. Do you guys remember Hal Gill? I do. Big, tall guy, hard hitter, stay-at-home defenseman, very responsible. Great to have. He played for multiple of teams. We'll get into that later. Why do you think he chose number 75? Vinny, Gary, Rex Doofus, Bennett, everybody. What do you think, you guys? Okay, so what did he choose? And why did he choose number 75? Well, correct answer is 4. He was born in 1975. Very simple. You know, I like the other explanations, though, because they're great. Any of those could have been right. Combination of 2 favorite players, Howie Morenz 7 and Boom Boom Geoffrion 5. He was drafted, and an analyst looked at him and said, wow, that guy must be 7'5". And as a teenager, he once had a slap shot clocked at 75. But the correct answer was he was born in 1975. Very simple. Gill played for the Habs for a very short time, but became a Habs favorite as soon as he hit the ice. He played 16 seasons in the NHL with 6 different teams, eventually winning a Stanley Cup in 2009 with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He also did stints with the Boston Bruins, who drafted him, and the Leafs, the Habs, the Predators, and the Flyers. At 6'7", 6'7", the guy was, weighing in at 250 pounds. Gill was a force to be reckoned with on the blue line. A prolific scorer? No. For a defenseman in junior hockey, he may never really be able to do much in the NHL, they thought. His best season, him registered 22 points in the NHL. So, not a prolific scorer on defense, but he did get 22 points. That's his career high. He was a stay-at-home defenseman, a responsible defenseman. So, no, he wasn't a prolific scorer. During his career of 1,108 games, he had 36 goals and 148 assists. Yeah, not much to write home about. What Gill did carry was a presence on the blue line. You knew he was there, an old style stay at home defenseman. His tough nose play, his penalty killing savvy, and shot blocking were second to none. He was a respected locker room leader, Hal Gill was. He made life miserable for opponents, logged the tough minutes, something every team needs. And when you get a defenseman like that, it really, really is good for the team simply because you need those guys to log the hard minutes. You need that stay-at-home defenseman. We're seeing sometimes where a guy like Hudson gets caught up ice, and you got to have a guy who's just more stay at home to be able to help them. You can't have guys that are going to wander in with them, or you allow breakaways and stuff. He was that guy. Gill represented the U.S. He was born in Concord, Massachusetts, 5 times in World Championship play, and captured a bronze medal with the U.S. in the 2004 World Championships. Right now, Gill is actively employed. Yeah, he's still alive in youth hockey camps and runs the Hal Gill Hockey Academy camp during the summer. And he chose his number because he was born in 1975. Hal Gill, a Habs, great guy. I don't know. Do you guys remember him? I don't know. I do. I mean, I definitely remember him, but I don't know if you guys do. The younger guys may not. May not. But he was with the Habs for a few years, about 3 years. So he was there, and he played pretty good hockey. Really, it was good to see him on there. Good to see him on the Habs. Okay, trivia done. Let's go to the past week with the Habs. Okay, Thursday against the Jets in Habs land. We won 3-2 in a shootout. Awesome. 2 basically even teams battling it out to a shootout. Does it get any better than that? It was a great game. It was a fun game to watch. Shots were even, hits were even, the power plays were even. The only difference, Cole Caulfield plays for the Habs. And Dobas gave us a 938, which was beautiful. Way to go, Dobas. I mean, this guy's good. If Marty would just quit with the nonsense. Shifley does what he always does, gives Habs nightmares, but we have our own bogeyman, Slavkovsky. 9 goals, even scored after Shifley's early marker in the first. Kapanen got his 8th, kept the game tied after a goal by Connor, gave the Jets the lead. Since we couldn't decide the game in regulation time, we go into overtime. Couldn't decide it in overtime, go to the shootout where Dobish stoned all comers for the win, and Caulfield took care of overtime business with a beauty of a goal. And, you got to love Caulfield. I mean, this guy, he's game. He's game every game. He's always there. The guy's got 16 goals or something. He's headed for a good 45 goal season if he keeps it up. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's the guy. Saturday, we moved against the Loafs in Loafland. So we win 2-1 in a shootout. Another shootout. I hate the Habs winning games like this. I want them to win in regulation time. Shootouts aren't a great way to win. We like to win the games. We like the 2 points, but it gives up another point to the other team. Plus, why just can't we do it in regulation time? That's the problem. And I think our regulation time wins, they're around 5. I don't think we moved too far from that. The other wins have been overtime. Another great game. If not for the bonehead move by Mental Marty, who the hell did he have out in the power play for the lone leaf goal? Dobish gets the shutout in regulation time. Back and forth, the usual Habs leaf tilt, with the Habs out shooting the Loafs large. But this third string goalie the Leafs had, Hildebeest, he held the fort. And he actually had a better save percentage than Dobas. He had a 971 for the loss. I mean, Habs, Dobish was no slouch. He had a 957 for the night. The Habs got the first goal. Who else? Goal Caulfield puts in his 15th, the second period. And Habs they outshot the Lows 14-3 in the second period. It was a shooting gallery. We just couldn't put a lot of goals in on the Hildebeest. And all was quiet. Habs were running to a 1-0 win, it looked like, until a bonehead move on the power play by, I don't know who put these guys out there. Power play, um, I mean, I don't get it. Dobson, Texier, Captain, Gallagher, and Bolduc. Why are they out there on the power play? They gave up the tying goal on a Habs power play halfway through the third. OT was back and forth with Lopes controlling the puck for most of the 5 minutes in the overtime. But Dobish held the fort. He played a great game. Habs couldn't win a faceoff in overtime, nor in the last 10 minutes of the game. They had a lot of faceoffs in their end in that, and they were losing them. Thank God Dobish stepped up to the plate. Let's see. They were 41% in the faceoff circle, so that confirms the fact they weren't winning faceoffs. And that's concerning because when you start losing faceoffs and you don't get control of that puck early, what happens is you start getting in trouble. Puck possession is a big part of the game. But Susie did win one, probably the biggest one at the end of the game, and with 13 seconds left in Montreal's end. That was a huge one to win. He won it, and we went into overtime. Let's see. Caulfield and Tex. This was a sick goal. This was a dirty, dirty goal. Texie, his goal in the shootout. Did you see that? One-handed through the legs. It was just beautiful. Dobie stopped Nylander and Tavares, giving the Habs the shootout win. These guys are resilient and with any kind of goaltending are always in the game. That's our biggest problem, goaltending. If we get good goaltending, we can really, really be assured we're going to get in. We're going to be in the game, and we have a hell of a chance of winning it. But, when you have a goalie that lets in 3 goals on the first 10 shots or 5 or 7 shots, and it's 3-0 in the first period, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? We can't have that if we're going to win games. We need better goaltending. And Dobish was handing us some good goaltending. That was a great game. But, they said Monty was sick. And Marty, for some bizarre reason, decides to play him back-to-back. I mean, why would they put a goalie who just played a tough overtime shootout win the night before in against the St. Louis Blues, who should have been a win for us? I don't get it. That's why I call him Mental Marty. What kind of goaltender puts a goalie in a back-to-back situation? Why not, if Monty's sick, play Kakkonen? What's wrong with him? They called him up to be the backup. Put him in. Let Dobish have a rest and get him ready for last night's game against Tampa. I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. I mean, Kakkonen's played in the NHL. Yeah, he's in Laval. But as a backup, you're just expected to win some games, not all of them. And I think St. Louis could have been easy pickings. But no, Monty calls in sick. We have Kakkonen. He's the backup for the game. He has NHL experience. They didn't play him. Played Dobish back-to-back. And even when the Habs were getting swarmed to start the second period, where's the timeout to settle them down? Where's the timeout? I mean, Double M is a bust. Let's face it. Mental Marty, he's a bust. Let's face it. Habs played a really good game, but until the first 2 minutes of the second, Blues got one back, 26 seconds of the puck drop, and 39 seconds later took the lead. Shen added his second, and it was all over for the tired-looking Habs. They lost their legs after the first period, it seemed. I don't know. Just a terrible, terrible, terrible performance. And I'm talking about the St. Louis Blues here. I'm not talking about first place Tampa or anybody. I'm not talking about Colorado. They played a decent game, the Blues, but good enough to beat the Habs that night, but nothing spectacular. Hudson got his fifth, Caulfield got his 16th, and Dobson got his fourth. Um, wasn't good enough. Thanks for nothing, Marty. Yep, yep. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get Marty at all. I'm losing him in his whole mental state of how he thinks about these games and how he's going to deal with them. And his reaction on ice during the game is just brutal. He's got no solutions. I don't get it. Cuts players' times and changes the power plays. The end of the game when you're down or whatever, you shorten your bench. You give you double shift your best players. That's how you win games. So we get out of that disaster and we get a couple days rest, and we play Tuesday against Tampa in Habs land and promptly lose 6-1. Unprepared is what I'll say. Mental Marty has ruined Dobish, and Montembeau sucks. Kapanen got his ninth, and that's my review. That's my review of the game. What else am I going to tell you? 6-1, another blowout, a total shite show from opening puck drop to final buzzer. Just another brutal game against a division rival. Neither goaltender was above 800 in this game. How do you win when your goaltenders can't even break 800 as a save percentage? Well, you don't. That's what I'm telling you. You don't. You don't. So, what are you going to do? Well, I mean, in the mind of most Habs fans, there is no goaltending controversy. Dobish is number one, and Monty should be on the trading block as we look for another goaltender until Fowler is ready. Unfortunately, I believe mental Marty has ruined Dobish a bit to this point. He needs a new home to make a living, or else he's got to just play until he gets it. He's a good goaltender. I think he has potential, but Marty has just given him games that have just ruined his confidence, and keeps playing him like back to backs, and it just doesn't make sense. Monty's of no real value. He may as well be put on waivers and sent down. Bring up Kakkonen up and try to get Dobas his mojo back. A couple games, good games that he wins, he'll have it back. I mean, we don't have any other choice. 30 games into the season, what are we going to do? Who are we going to pick up? We're not going to pick up another goaltender. So now I hear that they're bringing up Fowler and Engstrom and Owen Beck. So, I don't like the idea of bringing up Fowler when the team's playing this bad and getting blown out. I don't like the idea at all. This kid is going to come up. He's 21 years old. He's playing good. He's got a lot of confidence. I get it. But, just NHL's a little bit different. So if they bring him up, I hope he performs and he has a good game. I hope he's not a stiff. Because we don't want to ruin him. We know he's our future goaltender. Bringing him up, if he wins and he has good games, but we're going to need more support from our D for sure. They can't put him in and just let him go. Our D has got to shore up. We got to straighten that out. Marty's got to find combinations that are going to work. They're going to have to be a little bit more defensive if they're going to give Fowler a chance to perform. They can't hang him out to dry like they've been hanging out Dobish. The kid's not ready. He's Laval. Mentally, it'll screw him up. So I would rather see him stay down there and have Dobish and Kakkonen. But if they're going to bring him up, let's pray the kid's okay and he gets it and he's in good mental shape. Okay, I think we really do need a coach too. I just don't think mental Marty gets it. I think we need a change there as well. I don't think they'll do it. Coach always gets blamed. I know, blah, blah, blah. But Marty's just not the guy. He's lost out there. He's lost. He's lost. So I hope that when they do bring up Fowler, he plays all right, gets some confidence because the kid's good. We know that. It's just a matter if he can hold up under the NHL. A little bit different. And if he does, Mojo, Dobish can be his backup, maybe get his mojo back, and away we go. We'll be all set. We'll see. We'll see. Tough call, but, we've seen it before where these rookies have been called up. He's 21 years old. He's mature. He's done everything he can. He's having a good year in Laval. It may be time for him to step up. We've seen it before. These goalies come up when they're young these days, and they play great. We'll see. We'll see. Let the results be the judge. That's all I can tell you. Okay, speaking of the Habs stats, let's look at Habs stats. Success is fleeting. Habs have dropped out of the playoff picture with the loss to Tampa, sitting 4th in their division, 11th in their conference, and 17th in the league. They're now sitting at 15, 11, and 3 with 29 points and a brutal minus 12 goal differential. But believe it or not, we're only 2 points out of a playoff position. Which is good. That's how tight the Atlantic is right now. The power play is sitting at 25.6% and PK at 77.2%, barely breaking the 100%, which I like to see. They should be around 110 when you add those two numbers over. They're around 102. We're halfway through the frantic 14 with 4 wins and 4 losses, so we're at 500. I'd like to see us at a little bit higher, but we're still there. We still got more games to play. We can still salvage this tough 14-game stretch before we move into the season, deciding how we're going to enter the Fantastic 15 or Fatal 15. These 15 games coming up, starting on December 21st, are probably going to tell us where we're going to be this season. I mean, Habs have to buckle down. They've got to win a lot of the next 6 games because we do enter the Fantastic 15 on the road for 7 games. On the road for the first 5 games of the Fantastic 15. And 5 of them are against division rivals. I mean, right there. They're big games. And then we have 2 at home against St. Louis and Dallas before meeting Calgary at home. It gets a lot tougher as we move through the Fantastic 15. So we want to set ourselves up. The next 6 games are very, very important. So we can't fool around. We need to have it. And that's all there is to it. We can't fool around anymore with it. Now, what about the Laval Rocket? They're doing really good. Some guys are going down. Some guys are coming up. So I like that. And, I have to say, guys like Veleno, what's he doing? No goals, 1 assist. The guy really doesn't add anything. I would rather see him out and bring one of our Owen Beck type of players up and let them get some ice time with the Habs. This guy's done nothing in what have we played? 29 games? He's got 1 assist. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So we got to look to Laval and maybe give some of these guys a chance. We're not doing anything the way we're sitting right now. The Rocket are sitting in first place in the North Division today with 12-6-0 record, a plus 16 goal differential, 2 points up on the Rochester Americans, Syracuse Crunch, and Belleville Senators. Dolphin leads the pack with 21 points, including 9 goals and 12 assists. Fowler leads the goalies with a .918 save percentage and a 2.10 goals against average, 3 shutouts. Of course, Reinbacker is back playing and in 10 games has 3 goals, 4 assists, and is a +1, which is great news. We saw Davidson called up, and he looks pretty comfortable skating with the big club, but I think that he's going to be sent back down. I would prefer we send him back down and bring up Dauphin for a game or two, Becker, Florian. I think any of them would be better fit. We need more grit, so Florian would be my choice. Jacob Fowler is living up to his billing, 6.30 with a 210 goals against, 924 save percentage. I wouldn't have any problem bringing him up. 3 shutouts. Yeah, he's the guy. We've got a huge goaltending problem and the threat of Montembeault being traded. Fowler, Kakkonen, who both have decent numbers, could be called back up to back up Dobish. And I think that's what they've done now. We'll see what happens in the game tomorrow, who's going to get the start. And I just think that Marty's not. He just can't do it. He's not good enough to be coach. Just not good enough to be coach. So we're gonna have to suffer through it. We're gonna have to suffer through it and see what happens. Now, like I said, I just heard from Vinny Houdon, Buddy Vinny, that the Habs have called up Owen Beck, Adam Engstrom, and Jacob Fowler from the Rocket, which is okay. I'm with that. We're going to see Fowler start a game with Dobish's backup. Yes, we are. I think. I don't think they'd bring him up not to play him. It's a good thing. The kid is good. Hope mental Marty doesn't ruin him though. He rotates goalies in a weird way. And of course, like I say, Veleno, I don't know, get rid of him. And Gallagher, I mean, I love Gally. He's the heart and soul and all that other stuff. But seriously, $6.5 million. This guy just isn't performing. How long do we keep him skating on the ice without any production from him? I mean, these lines of third and fourth are very, very important to us. So we'll have to see what happens. Coming week, Thursday in Pittsburgh, tough games. Pens were riding high, but have come down to earth. They have a few more points than the Habs, but are a +7. They know how to score. It's going to be a tough one on the road for the Habs. If we get goaltending, it's a win, and that's what we need. We need goaltending, to be honest with you. If we get that, we could beat the Pens. I'm not worried about them, but we have to get goaltending. We'll see how Fowler does when he goes in. He may come up with a great game, and we got our goaltending that we're looking for. If he does, we may start him back against the Rangers. They can be beat. They're having their troubles right now. We play them Saturday in New York. They're nothing special. And once again, if we get some goaltending, we should win this game. Look for Rempe and Wi-Fi to perhaps dance a little bit. They like to throw the fist. If Mental Marty plays Jack Eye, we never know what we're going to get. We never know what we're going to get. I think we can win that one. I think we got a shot at the Pens. Fowler's playing. Guys might be up for it, have a little bit more energy. We can win those 2. That would be huge. Then we play in Habsland against the Oilers on Sunday, another back-to-back. That'll be 4 back-to-backs in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Once again, Oilers are having a tough time right now. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10, just like the Habs. And goaltending is their Achilles heel, just like the Habs. We should be able to beat the Oilers. They're at home against the Oilers. We should be able to beat the Oilers. No reason to lose this game if we get 920 goaltending. Once again, I always say about goaltending. I know I sound like a broken record about goaltending, but it's so important because we have the talent. We have the guys that can put the puck in the net. We just need goaltending. I mean, what do you expect from the guys when they're down 3-0 in the first period? Really, what do we expect from our guys? It's always climbing a hill. We never give our goalies a comfortable lead, and if we do, they blow it. Not so much Dobish, but Monty for sure. And I mean, with a goals against average of 3 or 4, how would you expect? Habs aren't going to score 4 or 5 goals in the NHL, in this league. It's a tough league. They have good defensemen. We're just not going to get it. So at the end of the day, we need better goaltending, and our D definitely has to. Marty's got to find some combinations that work. We definitely can't give up these shorthanded goals and power play goals. We just got to be better. And when we are, with the guys up front scoring, with the goaltender that gives our defensemen who play more of a forward game, they get involved in the play, they pinch, they get in deep. If we have a goaltender back there that we're confident can stop the puck, it gives us a little bit more leeway to play that game, play a more offensive game. And when we do that, that's when we shine because our guys, they're good. We got guys who can put the puck in the net. They're always skating back to try to break up 2-on-1s, and then they, as soon as they get in our goal, they put it in the net. You can't make mistakes. So I'm looking forward to these games. I think we should be able to beat them. We play Tuesday again, next Tuesday in Habsland versus Philly. Philly's coming to the Bell Center. Always a tough game. Philly is nothing special, but they seem to handle the Habs okay and handed them a 5-4 loss in early November. Habs are going to have their hands full, but they should eke out a win, and it could be in overtime. Going to be a tough game, but I think we can beat them. Seriously, folks, I don't think that there's a game here that Habs can't win. I really, really think they should come out of this at least 3 out of 4, maybe all 4. They're going to go on a little roll here. But like I say, it always comes down to goaltending. Can they get the goaltending they need to make it happen? And that's all there is to it. Let's go to our 3 stars of the week. I mean, it was a dismal week. 2 games in a shootout and lose 2 games. One of them we got blasted last night. I gotta say, Caulfield is my first star of the week. We're talking about Le Toise-Étoile de la Semaine Dernier. I got to give Caulfield the nod. The kid keeps performing. He's at 16 goals now, headed for a 45-goal season if he keeps up this pace. Kid's a goal scorer, proves it every game. He comes to play every game. He's just a great guy to have on the team. He's my first star. He's up to 16 now. And number 2, I mean, I got to take Suzuki. Even in the dullest moment, the direst moment, we've got a captain that could be the best in the league. He leads by example, game in and game out, 33 points in 29 games to lead the league, a plus 10. He's the guy. And, you just got to love a guy like Suzuki. He's one of the best centers in the league and also a great coach, probably one of the top 5 captains in the league, a great captain, but he probably does coach a lot of players too. He's that guy, and I love him to death, and he's second star during this week that was kind of meh. Number 3 is Slafkovsky. This guy's getting to be a real presence on the ice, learning how to throw his weight around. The kid, and I mean kid, he's young, is really starting to rev up his game. 9 goals, 7 assists, always involved, a solid player. I like to see him on the ice. When he's out there, there's stuff happening all the time, and he is learning the game. Good 2-way player. You got to love him. You got to love the guy. Honorable mention this week to Kapanen. 9 goals. Is one behind Beckett Seneke, who leads rookies with 10 goals. 16 assists for 26 points. And that's Seneke. Demidov is right on his tail with 6 goals, 17 assists for 23 points. We put some pucks in the net. Demidov would be right up there. Let's hope we start doing that. That's it for me today, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the comments to all the people who commented. Habs for Life 41, Nick B4537, who is a new commenter. Gotta love the new commenters. Thank you so much, Nick B. Vinny Hudon, one of our regulars. Always confidence. Doofus Rex, love Doofus Rex. And his wife's a big fan, he said too. And Gary Cornway, another one of our commentators who's always on the ball and always giving it to us, as well as Habs for Life 41. Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give us a like. Helps the algorithm. Gives us a thumbs up. Helps everything. Share the video. Get involved. Come on, let's go. We're headed through the Fantastic or the Frantic 14 right now to the Frantic or Fantastic 15. I always get them two mixed up. I'm sorry. Let's get it done. Come on, Habs. This is a big week for us. Let's win these. We can win these games. I have faith. Fowler coming up. It's going to be an exciting game if he plays on Thursday against the Pens. We can do it. We can beat it. Go, Habs, go. God bless you all. Tune in every Wednesday at noon live if I'm in the studios of 4680Q or in the studios of Video Sign Incorporated. Here we are. We're going for it. Let's have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. Love you all. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Au revoir, mon ami.